My friends, in this life, we often find ourselves distracted by the noise of the world, by opinions, by comparison, by the desire for recognition. But the truth is, your greatest strength comes not from seeking approval, but from looking inward, staying focused, and allowing your actions to speak louder than your words. Let me share with you 5 principles that will help you focus on yourself and stay silent, so that your growth may be deep, your wisdom strong, and your path clear. True strength is not found in words alone, but in the quiet moments when no one is watching. The foundation of a strong character is not built in the public eye, where recognition and praise can distract us, but in the silent hours, when we make decisions that define who we truly are. What we do when no one is looking reveals the depth of our integrity, the sincerity of our values, and the strength of our convictions. In a world that often seeks immediate validation, we must resist the urge to prove ourselves through words and instead allow our actions to speak for us. Silence is a powerful teacher. It teaches patience, discipline, and humility. When we step away from the need for constant approval and recognition, we give ourselves the space to grow. It is in solitude that we learn the most about ourselves. It is in quiet reflection that we recognize our weaknesses and begin the work of strengthening our character. Growth is not always loud. It does not demand attention. Just as a tree takes root deep in the soil before it ever reaches toward the sky, our character is developed in unseen moments. When we choose honesty over deception, kindness over selfishness, and discipline over complacency. Many people spend their lives trying to prove their worth to others, seeking validation in the form of praise or admiration. But true character does not need an audience. It does not require recognition. A person of integrity remains honest even when there is no reward for it. A person of discipline continues working hard even when no one is watching. A person of humility does what is right without expecting applause. This is the strength that comes from building character in silence. Consider the example of those who have achieved great things, not because they sought fame, but because they remained faithful in their quiet efforts. The greatest leaders, the most influential figures, and the strongest individuals are those who spent years in preparation, working diligently without seeking attention. They built their character in silence, so that when the time came for them to step forward, their actions carried the weight of truth. They did not need to announce their strength. Their lives revealed it. In our personal journeys, we must resist the temptation to seek validation from others. It is easy to share our plans and dreams with the world, hoping for encouragement or recognition. But true success does not come from talking about what we will do. It comes from doing it. The most powerful transformations happen when we commit to self-discipline, when we work hard in private, and when we focus on growth rather than approval. Silence allows us to be honest with ourselves. When we are alone with our thoughts, we can examine our intentions, question our motivations, and correct our course. Without distractions, we can focus on what truly matters, becoming better, stronger, and more faithful. The world often measures success by external achievements, but real success begins within. It is measured by our character, by the choices we make in secret, and by the integrity we uphold even when no one is watching. We must also remember that silence is not weakness, it is strength under control. There is great power in withholding unnecessary words, in choosing to act rather than speak, and in letting our character be revealed through consistency rather than empty promises. The person who can remain steady in silence, who can grow without seeking validation, and who can build integrity without an audience, is the one who will stand strong when the storms of life come. So let us commit to building our character in silence. Let us work hard, be honest, and live with integrity, not for the sake of recognition, but because it is right. Let our actions speak louder than our words. And let our lives be a testimony to the power of quiet strength. The world is full of distractions, constantly pulling us in different directions, tempting us to lose focus on what truly matters. It is easy to be consumed by the opinions of others by comparison, by doubt, and by the endless noise that fills our minds. But if we want to grow, if we want to reach our full potential, we must learn to ignore these distractions and keep our eyes fixed on our own journey. One of the greatest distractions we face is the need for approval. We live in a time where validation is often sought through the praise of others, whether through social media, recognition at work, or acceptance from friends and family. But the truth is, you do not need anyone's permission to follow your path. The more you seek approval, the more you become a prisoner of the opinions of others. True growth happens when you stop worrying about what people think and start focusing on what is right for you. Another powerful distraction is comparison. It is human nature to look at the success of others and wonder if we are doing enough. We see people who appear to be ahead of us, achieving great things, and we begin to doubt our own progress. But comparison is a thief. It robs us of joy, of confidence, and of motivation. What we must remember is that every person has their own journey, their own timing, and their own battles that are unseen to us. Just because someone else is succeeding does not mean you are failing. Your journey is yours alone, and the only person you need to compete with is the person you were yesterday. Doubt is another distraction that can derail us from our purpose. When we start something new, when we step outside of our comfort zones, doubt will always try to creep in. It whispers lies that make us question our abilities, our potential, and even our worth. But doubt is just a voice. It has no real power unless we give it power. The best way to silence doubt is through action. Keep moving forward, keep learning, and keep trusting that you are capable. Every step you take in faith weakens the voice of doubt and strengthens your confidence. Negativity from others is one of the most challenging distractions to ignore. There will always be people who do not believe in you, who criticize your choices, and who try to discourage you from pursuing your dreams. Some do it out of jealousy, others out of fear, and some simply do not understand your vision. But you must remember that their words do not define you. The opinions of others are just that, opinions. They do not determine your future, and they do not dictate your success. The only voice that truly matters is the one inside you, telling you to keep going. The noise of the world will never stop, but you have the power to choose what you listen to. You can choose to focus on your purpose, to work in silence, and to let your results speak for themselves. When you stop seeking approval, when you stop comparing, when you stop listening to doubt and negativity, you free yourself to reach your true potential. Success is not found in distractions. It is found in discipline. The people who achieve great things are not the ones who are constantly looking around at what everyone else is doing. They are the ones who stay focused, who work hard, and who keep going no matter what. They understand that distractions are just obstacles meant to test their determination, and they refuse to let anything pull them away from their path. So make the decision today to ignore the distractions of the world. Keep your focus on what truly matters. Stay committed to your journey and trust that as long as you stay on course, success will come in its time. Let the world be noisy, but let your heart remain steady. The distractions will always be there, but they have no power over you unless you allow them to. Stay strong, stay focused, and keep moving forward. In a world where people are quick to speak and slow to act, there is something powerful about a person who lets their actions do the talking. Words are easy to say, but they hold little meaning if they are not backed up by consistent effort and integrity. The true measure of a person is not in what they promise, but in what they actually do. When you focus on action rather than empty words, you build credibility, earn respect, and create real change in your life. Many people spend their time talking about what they will do, making grand plans, and seeking approval before they have even begun. They share their dreams, hoping for encouragement, but often never take the necessary steps to turn those dreams into reality. Talking about success is not the same as working for it. If you want to make a difference in your life, you must commit to silent, disciplined action rather than seeking recognition before the work is done. When you let your actions speak for you, you do not need to explain yourself to others. Your progress, your growth, and your success will be evident through what you accomplish. There is no need to boast, defend, or justify yourself when your results prove your dedication. A person who is truly focused on their goals does not waste energy trying to convince others of their worth. Instead, they invest their energy into becoming better every day. There is also a great deal of humility in allowing your work to speak for itself. People who constantly seek validation through words often struggle with insecurity. They need reassurance to keep going. But those who trust the process and commit to consistent effort understand that real confidence comes from doing, not talking. They do not need to announce every step they take because they are secure in their progress. The strongest people are often the quietest because they are too busy working to be concerned with seeking attention. Moreover, action is the true test of character. It is easy to make promises, to speak about values, and to say all the right things. But words alone mean nothing if they are not supported by behavior. If you say you are hardworking, your daily habits should reflect it. If you claim to be honest, your actions should prove your integrity. If you say you are committed to growth, your lifestyle should show consistent effort toward improvement. People may listen to what you say, but they will believe what you do. Letting your actions speak for you also builds trust. Whether in relationships, business, or personal development, people respect those who follow through. They admire those who keep their word, who show up even when no one is watching, and who do what is right without seeking recognition. Over time, actions create a reputation that no amount of words can replace. One of the best ways to live by this principle is to practice patience. In a fast-moving world where people want instant results, patience is a rare virtue. Many want immediate praise and quick rewards, but true success is built through steady, persistent effort. When you focus on taking action rather than seeking approval, you develop endurance. You learn to trust the process, knowing that results will come in time. The world is full of noise, opinions, judgments, and distractions, but you do not need to engage in that noise. Let others talk while you work. Let others seek attention while you build something meaningful. In the end, it is not the loudest voice that leads a lasting impact, but the one whose work speaks for itself. So, choose action over words. Focus on discipline, consistency, and quiet effort. Let your results be the evidence of your dedication. When you truly commit to growth, success, and integrity, you will find that you do not need to say much at all, because your life will tell the story for you. Patience is one of the greatest virtues a person can develop, yet it is often the most difficult to practice. In a world that moves fast, where instant gratification is expected and people want immediate results, patience is a rare quality. But the truth is, anything truly meaningful, whether success, wisdom, strength, or character, takes time. Those who learn the power of patience understand that the best things in life cannot be rushed. They know that real growth, real success, and real transformation come through perseverance, discipline, and trust in the process. Patience teaches endurance. Life is not a sprint, but a long journey filled with challenges, setbacks, and unexpected obstacles. Those who lack patience often give up too soon, frustrated that things are not happening as quickly as they would like. But those who embrace patience understand that delays are not denials. Just because something is taking longer than expected does not mean it is not happening. Every great achievement requires perseverance, and those who keep going, even when progress is slow, are the ones who ultimately succeed. Patience also builds wisdom. When we rush into things, we make impulsive decisions, react emotionally, and fail to see the bigger picture. But when we take our time, we gain perspective. We learn to step back, reflect, and make choices that are thoughtful rather than reactionary. A patient person does not allow emotions to dictate their actions. Instead, they wait, they observe, and they move forward with wisdom rather than haste. Another lesson patience teaches is trust. Many times we want to control every outcome, to force things to happen according to our own timeline. But life does not always work that way. Some doors will not open until the right time. Some opportunities require preparation before they can be fully realized. When we practice patience, we learn to trust that things will happen when they are meant to. We let go of the need to control everything and instead focus on doing what we can while leaving the rest in the hands of time. Patience is also necessary for personal growth. Change does not happen overnight. Whether we are working on our character, our skills, or our dreams, the process takes time. A seed does not grow into a tree in a single day. It requires seasons of growth, nourishment, and endurance before it becomes strong. The same is true for us. If we rush the process, we miss out on the lessons that come with the journey. But if we remain patient, we allow ourselves to grow in the right way at the right time. In relationships, patience is one of the most important qualities a person can have. Every relationship, whether family, friendship, or romantic, requires understanding, tolerance, and the ability to wait. People are not perfect, and they will make mistakes. Those who are patient with others build stronger, deeper connections because they understand that real relationships take time to develop and mature. They do not expect instant perfection, but allow space for growth, forgiveness, and learning. Patience also strengthens resilience. Life will test you. There will be times when things do not go according to plan, when doors close, when setbacks happen. A person without patience sees these as signs to quit, but a patient person understands that challenges are part of the process. They endure, knowing that difficulties are temporary and that perseverance leads to breakthroughs. Perhaps one of the greatest rewards of patience is peace. When we are impatient, we are constantly frustrated, anxious, and restless. But when we embrace patience, we find a sense of calm. We no longer rush through life trying to force things to happen. Instead, we trust the process, knowing that what is meant for us will come in due time. So learn the power of patience. Understand that the best things in life require time. Stay steady, keep working, and trust that everything is unfolding as it should. The road may be long, but those who walk it with patience will always reach their destination. In a world filled with noise, expectations, and constant comparison, finding peace in your own path is one of the greatest gifts you can give yourself. Too often, people live their lives trying to measure up to the standards set by others, whether it's family, society, or social media. They chase after success as it is defined by someone else, always looking to the left and right, wondering if they are doing enough, achieving enough, or becoming enough. But true peace does not come from following someone else's journey. It comes from embracing your own. Each person's path in life is unique. No two journeys are the same. Some people seem to rise quickly, achieving success at a young age, while others take longer to find their purpose. Some experience setbacks early on, while others face challenges later in life. But no matter the timeline, the important thing is to stay true to your own course. Rushing through life trying to force things to happen before their time only leads to frustration and disappointment. When you accept that your journey is unfolding exactly as it is meant to, you will find a deep sense of peace. Comparison is one of the biggest obstacles to peace. It is easy to look at others and feel as though you are falling behind. You see people celebrating their accomplishments, achieving goals, and living the life you think you should have. But the truth is, what you see is only part of the story. Everyone has struggles, insecurities, and challenges that are not always visible. Just because someone else's journey looks different from yours does not mean you are on the wrong path. The moment you stop comparing and start focusing on your own progress is the moment you begin to experience true peace. Finding peace in your own path also means accepting the challenges that come with it. No journey is without obstacles. There will be times of uncertainty, times when things do not go as planned, and times when you feel lost. But instead of seeing these moments as failures, see them as necessary steps in your growth. Every difficulty teaches you something, every setback strengthens you, and every delay prepares you for something greater. When you embrace both the highs and the lows of your journey, you develop resilience and a deeper sense of inner peace. One of the most freeing realizations is that you do not have to prove yourself to anyone. Many people spend their lives seeking approval, trying to meet the expectations of others, or worrying about how they are perceived. But the truth is, the only person you need to satisfy is yourself. You do not need to explain your journey to others. You do not need to justify why you are taking longer, why you chose a different path, or why you prioritize what you do. When you stop living for the approval of others and start living for what truly matters to you, peace follows naturally. Another key to finding peace in your own path is trusting the timing of your life. There is a time for everything. A time for learning, a time for growing, a time for waiting, and a time for achieving. When you force things to happen before their time, you create stress and disappointment. But when you trust that everything is unfolding as it should, you can move forward with confidence, knowing that what is meant for you will come at the right time. Patience allows you to enjoy the journey rather than constantly worrying about the destination. Finally, finding peace in your own path means embracing gratitude. When you focus on what you have rather than what you lack, you shift your perspective. You begin to see that your journey is already full of blessings, lessons, and opportunities. Gratitude replaces anxiety with contentment and allows you to appreciate where you are instead of constantly longing for what's next. So walk your path with confidence. Trust in your journey, embrace your timing, and silence the distractions that try to pull you away from what truly matters. The more you focus on your own progress, the more peace you will find. Remember, life is not a race, and you are exactly where you are meant to be. So, my friends, remember this: true growth happens in silence. Work hard, stay focused, and let the results speak for themselves. The world may tempt you to seek attention, but true greatness does not need to be announced. Stay quiet, stay faithful, and let your life be the proof of your dedication.